Hello, welcome back to the channel. Ed Paget here. Today I want to talk about traction, specifically how traction can help you manage your scoliosis. In fact, SOSORT, the group that promotes exercise and movement for scoliosis, thinks that traction is so important that they require it to be part of any program that they promote. So today I'm going to show you one way that you can get traction in your spine at home. But before we start, make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to get access to some of the best videos out there for managing back pain, scoliosis, and injuries. Okay, so how do we get traction in the spine? Well, the head is one of the heaviest parts of the body. So if we put that below our hips, we can try and get some traction that way. Or we could actually lift up the upper body. So I've got a video, which I'll link in the description below, where I'm putting my hands on my hips here and I'm pushing upwards this way, traction in the spine with my hands. Now, that's one way of doing it, but here's another way. What I need you to do is figure out a way to attach something to a wall that's going to be a nice strong anchor. So I'm lucky I've got this, this column here, and I can literally tie a rope just like this around the column, and that will become an anchor. However, I'm even luckier because someone's put some hooks on here. So I'm going to take a band. This band is made by a company called Ignite, and simply going to put that around this hook. Okay, so that's strongly onto the wall here. I'm also going to tuck my t-shirt in just to make sure I don't expose myself at an inappropriate moment. Something for you guys to consider as well. I'm going to get inside the band, and if you have one like this and you have a hook, that's how you should be doing it as well. I'm going to put the band onto my hips, and not onto my belly. I want it on my hips, because as I bend forward into this position, my pelvis is being pulled backwards and tractioning through my spine. So it looks like a lot like downward dog from yoga. Difference is, I've got some nice traction going this way. Now, hey guys, just going to interrupt you here. I hope you're enjoying this video, and I want to take a quick second to tell you about the amazing community we are building over on Facebook for people with scoliosis. I'd like you to join our community where there's lots of action and interaction with me. It's a great place to ask questions about back pain and scoliosis. The link is in the description below, and it's pinned in the first comment. Now, in this position, I can simply breathe and hang out and let gravity do its work, or I can start doing some scoliosis corrections. So if I had a reverse S-shaped curve when looking at myself from behind, I might have a rib hump on my upper right back. From there, I would simply take my right hand through. This starts correcting that rib hump from the top down. Well, I guess in this case from the bottom up, but from my head down. Now I want to be careful not to get too much movement down into my lower curve in an S curve, because there's going to be an upper and lower curve. So you want to keep that movement into your upper back. Now secondly, to think about how we could use the head as a driver of the movement to correct that curve in the frontal plane, which is simply left and right, going left and right like this. I could take my right hand behind me, going up the same angle, hopefully, as the band, and then simply use the muscles on my right hand side to lift my head as a kind of weight and open up the concavity that is on the left hand side of my thorax. So I'm using my head as a driver here, I'm using my arms as a driver, but I'm really engaging those muscles of my core to change the way that upper curve is. Now also from here, you can actually simply just hang and get a nice traction. So you can take your arms wider apart. And in this position, you can start to think about flexion of the back. So I'm actually flexing my back. You can walk out into extension, come back into flexion and extension. And what this does is it sort of wiggles the spine forwards and backwards, but with traction, so it loosens the whole spine up. So this can be a really great movement to lengthen the spine, relax those muscles without directly going after scoliosis. It's like a scoliosis preparation movement. And another way to do that would be to get back into that downward dog position and simply do, that familiar movement of cat-cow. So I've got my pelvis moving here, and I'm rounding my back, arching my back, dropping my head, and then I go the other way into extension. So I'm going flexion and extension whilst being in a downward dog. So this is one plane of movements, the forwards and backwards plane. Then that is another plane of movements, the transverse plane, and this is the third plane of movement, the frontal plane. So we've got 3 different planes of movement working on the scoliosis combined with traction. So this is a very powerful home exercise that you can do to manage your scoliosis. I'm going to wrap this video up now. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Click on that notification bell and send my channel to a friend who you think will enjoy this content as well. Thank you so much for doing those things. Your support makes a huge difference. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be up soon. Till next time.